doing a cheesy chicken casserole tonight, guys, and with a few simple steps, you can really jazz this meal up. I got 2 chicken breasts here, and I'm just going to go ahead and season them with a little salt, a little garlic powder, and a blend of Italian seasonings. And of course, as always, everything will be listed below in the description box. And you don't just want to do one side. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to flip these bad boys over and make sure to fully season both sides. And I'm also giving them a little freshly cracked black pepper. Just going ahead and giving them a flip. And I'm going to do the exact same thing to this side. Both sides need to feel the love. After we have our chicken breast fully seasoned, we are going to move on to our vegetable prep. And we're going to have 3 different vegetables in this casserole. It's actually going to be a blend of mushrooms, onions, and broccoli. Here I have some mini portobello mushrooms that I'm slicing up, and I also have just some plain button mushrooms that I'm slicing up as well. Anything that you want to put in your casserole is completely fine. Celery would work, carrots would work, whatever you have on hand. This just happens to be what I have on hand. So I also use casseroles as an opportunity to clean my fridge out and make use of my food rather than letting it go to waste. So as you see, I'm just slicing, not too thick, not too thin. And I'm just going to tell you guys this because I'm relatively new to filming for YouTube. The onion dicing didn't get taped as well as I wanted to, so here's what they look like when they're all diced up and ready to go. Next, I'm moving on to broccoli prep. I'm getting rid of that big stem. Of course, our little piggy, Kevin Bacon, is going to enjoy that. And then I'm just going ahead and breaking off these little florets to bite-sized pieces. And anything that's larger like this, I'm going to trim down. And I'm also going to cut it in half, just like that. Here I have some butter and olive oil melting in my pan. You do want to have your pan at a medium-high heat before we put our chicken in. So I'm just swirling my butter around in my olive oil. You don't have to use butter and olive oil. You could use one or the other. I just enjoy the combination of both. Gonna swirl the butter around a little bit more, make sure that it's fully incorporated into the olive oil. You see the nice bubbling from the butter. You know your pan's getting ready to receive that fully seasoned chicken breast. And here I go dropping it into the pan. What we're doing in this step is just browning the chicken. The chicken will not be cooked through. It will just be brown. The chicken will fully cook in the oven inside the casserole. Just an FYI, I don't want anybody freaking out, just browning it here for the flavor. After it's browned for a couple minutes on one side, I'm going to go ahead and flip it over, and you can see that this side has developed a nice crust. This is what we're looking for on both sides. Just giving the pan a little shake to distribute the olive oil and butter underneath the chicken. And now, after it looks like that, I'm just going to remove it from the pan, and I am not going to clean this pan out at all. All of that is flavor. I'm going to just throw in a few extra pats of butter because next is going to be the mushrooms and the onions, and the mushrooms are going to soak up all that flavor, and they just need a little bit more fat to help them. So we're going to go ahead, put these in, we're going to sweat them down, kind of give them a little bit of a caramelization, and we are going to be scraping the bottom of our pan every single time we turn the mushrooms around until you can see that they will look like this, and you will actually notice the bottom of my pan does not have anything on it. It's just clear, clean pan because I've scraped up all those good bits. And to help, I'm using a little Worcestershire sauce to deglaze whatever is left on the bottom of that pan. Look at that. Bottom of the pan is completely clean because the mushrooms have all of that good brown flavor. And this is going to amplify your dish. I promise you. Now I'm going to take the rice side of the rice casserole, and I am going to give my rice a rinse a few times. And I do this for a couple reasons. One, it takes some of the starch away. We don't need all of that starch to make a sticky, glumpy casserole. We want a nice, light, flavorful casserole. So I will do this until the water turns almost clear. And I am going to cook my rice, and I'm going to use equal parts rice to equal parts water, because the stuff that we put into the casserole is going to give the rice the extra juice that it needs. So here in my bowl, I have a little grated garlic. I'm adding, of course, cream of chicken soup and some sour cream. I'm using about 2 cups of shredded cheese here. I'm using a 3 cheese blend. You can use whatever you like. I'm using a little squirt of Dijon mustard. Yes, that is a secret ingredient, and it really does give some depth to the dish. Here's a little bit extra salt, and a little bit of extra cracked ground pepper, and a little extra Italian seasoning. I'm just going to stir that around, almost just folding it on top of one another. I don't really want to flatten it out by stirring it too much. And then I'm going to take our chopped chicken, broccoli, mushrooms, and onions, and they're going to join the party. And no, I do not cook my broccoli prior to putting it in the oven. I don't like soggy broccoli. If you like your broccoli extra cooked, throw it in with your rice when you cook your rice. So here I'm just folding all of those good ingredients, all that flavor, I'm just folding it around. And now I'm adding our nice fluffy cooked rice. Look at that rice. That is fluffy. It's not glumpy, and it's because I took the extra second to just rinse my rice. I'm going to go ahead and fold that in. And here is where it gets super easy. I have a disposable tin pan that I have sprayed with cooking spray, and I'm just going to dump it all in. Just dump, dump, dump. Just go ahead and spread that around in your pan. And once you have it looking the way you want, of course, we're going to add a sprinkle more cheese on the top of this, because after all, this is a cheesy chicken broccoli casserole. So do not be shy with the cheese. Put it on there. After you put the amount of cheese that you like, we're going to go ahead and cover this casserole with some tin foil. And we're going to stick it in a preheated 350-degree oven for 45 minutes. After 45 minutes is up, this is what it looked like. And if you want to just throw it back in under the broiler for another 5 or 10 minutes, that's great too. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do hope you enjoy this recipe. I hope you give it a try. It is a crowd pleaser. Please subscribe, like, and comment. Love you guys so much. Thank you.